Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé latest news. Betrayal. Shattered pledges. A love narrative turned into court theater. Dreaming starry-eyed and with a 90-day countdown to marriage has turned into a nightmare of court battles and broken trust. Once a hopeful immigrant grabbing at the promise of a better life in America, Michael Ilisamy now sits at the defendant's table in a small, austere courtroom. His head is lowered, his shoulders depressed. A man weighed down by charges threatening to destroy not merely his future, but his fundamental sense of self. The room is frigid in atmosphere as much as in temperature. The air is softly humming whispers, broken only sometimes by the click of a camera shutter. Some famous faces from reality TV gossip columns, some from more serious news sources. Reporters hurriedly scribble in their notebooks. Drama, heated confrontations, cultural conflicts, and heartbreaking ultimatums has always been the lifeblood of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. But this is something else. This is real. The world is still watching even if the cameras might not be rolling. Michael's face tells of subdued suffering. Once full of wary optimism and longing, his dark eyes now reflect something far heavier. Fear, betrayal, and doubt. Accused of overstaying his visa and carrying a falsified green card, he never expected his American dream would bring him here. Every piece of evidence presented points to another nail in the coffin of his once bright future. The fundamental basis of the life he believed he was building now seeming to be collapsing beneath him. And then Angela Deem comes around. Angela sits across from me. She is loud, direct, impossible to ignore. Her hair is teased high, her makeup thick, her long acrylic nails tapping rapidly on the table as though the whole operation is a little annoyance. She is dressed as bold as ever. Though it's obvious to anyone watching that concern is the last thing on her mind, she moves in her chair with great flair and casts sidelong looks at the cameras to ensure they capture her concerned expression. Their relationship has resembled a soap opera for years, a whirlpool romance marred by jealousy, screaming tantrums, and power battles. Michael, the soft-spoken Nigerian guy yearning to shape his life with the lady he professed to love, and Angela, the fiery American grandma, their turbulent love narrative enthralled viewers. But those same people now sit at home observing as the fissures in their relationship widen into yawning gaps. Overstaying his visa and deliberately carrying a fake green card, the judge's voice rips through the subdued murmur of the room, stating the charges against Michael. Every syllable weights more than the one before it. Michael's heart thumps so loudly he hardly hears the rest. As the moment he hated most finally materializes, he holds the edge of the table with white knuckles. The judge probes. How do you plea? There is a tense quiet next. Every eye in the courtroom, including Angela's, is riveted to Michael, the reporters, the viewers even. At last, his voice, little and quivering, leaks from his mouth. Not guilty, he says under whisper. The words come out as hollow. Angela responds angrily, quickly, and cruelly. She mumbles just loud enough for the press to catch. Should have listened to me, but no, he always thinks he knows better. She rolls her eyes dramatically, of course, so everyone may see. Michael has a dagger in his heart. Her caustic and contemptuous comments pierce through him considerably more profoundly than the charges themselves. They are a terrible reminder of the dynamic that has always defined their relationship. Angela, the dominant force, the one in power, Michael, constantly at her mercy, always battling to show his value. Once blinded to this imbalance by his love for her, the reality is hard to overlook in the merciless brightness of the courtroom lights. Angela saw him as no equal partner. She regarded him as an investment, a project. Long as he followed her guidelines, a guy she could shape and control. Speaking up, the defense lawyer insists Michael was ignorant of the forgery. He trusted the system, the attorney says with conviction. He thought his documentation was official. Mr. Ilisamy never set out to break the law. Still, the prosecutor moves without delay. The facts speak for themselves, she adds coldly. The visa of Mr. Ilisamy expired months ago. He has a clearly altered green card in hand. This was an intentional act, not a mistake. Michael turns over in his tummy. The words deliberate act surround him like smoke, stifling. Then Angela abruptly interrupts, as she does naturally without notice. She continues, her voice more than required to guarantee every reporter could hear. I gave him everything. A roof above his head. American life. On his rear clothes. And this is his payback to me? The chamber falls silent. Michael finds his breath stopping. His mind leaps. She did indeed say that. His steady upward glance meets Angela's. Wide with incredulity, his eyes hunt hers for something. Regret, grief, maybe a glimmer of the love they once shared. But nothing. Angela's lips pursed in a self-righteous pout. Her face is austere. She does not see the man she once called her husband. She detects a flaw in her story, an inconvenience getting in the way. Once more Michael's voice, barely audible yet laden with suffering, leaves his lips. I believed you loved me. The words are accusations, a last plea for the lady he once trusted to exhibit even a grain of compassion, not only a question. Angela, however, does not waver. Her mouth closes and her eye stays fixed. She seems, if anything, somewhat irritated. Clearly tired, the judge chastises Angela for talking out of turn. This trial concerns Mr. Ilisanmi, the judge states angrily. Not you. To Angela, however, everything is about her, even as the judge's comments reverberate across the courtroom. Michael sits still, his heart a battleground of emotions, sorrow, resentment, guilt. Seeking a better life, he arrived in America. He thought Angela would bring about a future. But today, deprived of the cameras, the phony grins, and the manufactured romantic events, the truth is indiscernible. Never was love what this was. It was regulation. The session at last ends for the day. Quotations are sought for by reporters, cameras flash once again, and the murmur of hushed talks resounds. Long after the judge leaves, Michael is still there staring blankly at the table before him. His thoughts whirl not only about the approaching legal conflict, but also about the woman seated a few feet away, the one who had assured him of a future. Ever the star of her own narrative, Angela leaps from the courtroom. She throws a last, sharp insult across her shoulder as she keeps going past the reporters. Not me, he got himself into this predicament. She has also disappeared exactly like that. Michael falls behind, alone, damaged, betrayed. The American dream he once pursued seems to be farther off than it ever was. And the woman he believed he loved, the one who once held his hand as they made future plans, has left him standing in the debris of a relationship never meant to continue. What started with 90 days has now collapsed publicly in agony. The struggle for freedom has started, but Michael understands that even if he prevails in court, the most severe scars would take significantly more time to heal. Since the love story is finished, and today all that remains is the wreckage. This gossip is over. If you like the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.